Hello, Cancer. Welcome to Spicy Sunflower Tarot. Welcome to this middle of March reading um, for the sign of Cancer, and it's the middle of March, and that's exciting. I don't know about you, but I'm just beginning to feel like maybe we're getting more light. We had daylight savings time. We're entering spring, well, at least the technical season of it anyway. So for me, that builds a lot of hope and anticipation. I don't know how you might be feeling, but let's jump into your reading. Let's do an energy snapshot for you for mid-March and just check in with you. Let's see how things are going. I've got oracle cards. This is the Sonia Choquette. This is Trust Your Vibes oracle cards. I'm going to do a one card place down for you for these oracle cards for the sign of Cancer. And it says, be grateful. That is so beautiful. There's a podium. There is like an angel over here protecting. There's this beautiful scroll encouraging you to take notes. I don't know if you've ever done a gratitude journal or not. Trying to find where the glare is not. And this is an encouragement for you to do a gratitude journal where if you've never done one before, make it a practice. See about making a gratitude list, a practice of your everyday life where you just sit down and you write down 10 things that you're grateful for. Sometimes your list might repeat from the day before. That's okay. But maybe some days you'll add new things. Just get in the habit of it. And if it's not 10 things, at least name one. Just one. That's it. Every day. In the morning when you wake up or before you go to bed at night. Sometime during the day, see about making a gratitude list. Be grateful. That is calling out for you as a message. This card is number 52. That adds up to the number 7. Sevens are about withdrawal, contemplation, and metaphysics. So those words might be powerful and insightful all on their own. And I'm going to jump into the tarot cards. We're going to use When Women Had Wings. I'm going to give this just a quick warm-up shuffle, and we're going to jump right in to your reading. Cancer. Water sign Cancer. We're leaving the sign of Pisces and we're heading into the sign of Aries. So we're getting closer to your birthday, Cancer. But I'm curious, how you as a Cancer water sign, how you might feel about your cousin water sign, Pisces. Do you feel better in times of water? Do you feel better under... Wowzers. I'm going to lay all these out. One more card, please. Let's see. And we got 2, so you get a twofer. We have the Judgment card. We have the Lovers. And we have Page of Swords and 6 of Wands. At the bottom of the deck, we've got the 8 of Swords. That's very interesting because the 8 of Swords as an end of the deck highlight is just letting us know that you're in your head a lot. Right now, during this mid-month of March, seems like you have a lot on your mind. You have a lot going on. You're processing, you're contemplating, you're strategizing. But the 8 of Swords tends to be a little bit of overthinking, overanalyzing, just working things into the dirt as far as how much you're thinking about them. This 8 of Swords tends to be considered a self-imprisonment of your own thoughts card. So if you feel like you've been down the rabbit hole one too many times with your thoughts, that is just a little bit of an indication that maybe we need to redirect or maybe we need to swing things back around into a healthy cycle. But remember, be grateful. So our first card is Judgment. This tends to mean like a spiritual awakening. It tends to mean an opening up of your spiritual eyes. It is a releasing of the old and an accepting of the new. It is specifically, there is this Archangel Gabriel with a trumpet blowing a horn in the book of Revelations from the Bible and calling all the believers to heaven. And that tends to be what a judgment is. It's a judgment call, no doubt, but it tends to be more along the lines of you hear the call and you move in a certain direction. So I don't know if that's happened for you right around this time frame, this middle of March, the spring equinox. If something has happened where it's opened up your spiritual eyes in a sense and given you a sense of direction or given you a judgment that you've had to make in your life. We move into the Lovers. It kind of goes hand in hand with the Judgment, because as you've released something old and you've awakened these spiritual eyes, you may have encountered your spiritual other half, your twin flame, your soulmate, whatever concept that you might believe in that regard. The Lovers can indicate that. Also can indicate a sacred choice where you've had a choice to make and it was a big deal. The Lovers can indicate that. So let's just look at the two cards side by side. There's been this judgment call. And then there's been this sacred choice that had to be made. And as we look at these two cards that jumped out together, the Page of Swords and the Six of Wands, this sense of victory that you might be feeling after this judgment call and this choice that had to be made on your part, this sense of victory came after some sincere studying up on something. You had to learn and grow and push yourself in a direction that might have felt a little uncomfortable for you. This Page of Swords is an investigator. They look into things. They snoop out details. They read up. They study, learn, grow. They look at social media profiles. Could possibly be, in the realm of a job, because the Six of Wands tends to be like an award ceremony for you. And so this Page of Swords could be that you were promoted, you were put up on a pedestal in some way. That also can speak to our Judgment and our Lovers. There tends to be something, it looks like, job related here. And this Eight of Swords very well indicates that this newfound either promotion, some adoration at work, something like that, you're up on this pedestal, and I'm not sure if that's really where you want to be. And maybe that's what the judgment call is all about. There is some interesting details. Now, this is a general reading, so it is really almost next to impossible to dial in a reading for every Cancer that might be watching. So use your intuition, please. And if this is not fitting for you in your life, don't make it fit. I've got Tarot of Mystical Moments here, and I'm going to do a clarification bottom row with this deck, just to see if we pick up on similar messages or something entirely new pops out for you. For the sign of Cancer, Judgment, the Lovers, Page of Swords and Six of Wands, and that Eight of Swords over there. Let's clarify for Cancer. So far, no jumpers coming out here for this one. We have Death under Judgment. Wow, powerful. Something has definitely taken an ending and a new beginning is coming out because of the judgment that you had to make. Whether that is if you were getting promoted into a new role, into a new department, into something different, you had to make a judgment call, and that old job ended and the new job begins. But something for sure has transformed because of a judgment that you had to make. And let's clarify the Lovers. For the sign of Cancer, why is the Lovers here? Nine of Pentacles. Realization in the realm of independence, entrepreneurialism, freedom, financial freedom. The Nine of Pentacles is a very successful, independent business person. They can handle things on their own. They don't need really anybody else. I mean, having a team of support is awesome, but if you have to work independently and by yourself, that might have been the choice that had to be made. Is if I move over to this new whatever it is, I'm going to be on my own, and it's going to be definitely a transformation. It's going to hold me accountable on my own merit. I won't have a team backing me up and supporting me. Let's clarify Six of Wands, Page of Swords combo here. Why is that combo here for Cancer? Spirit, please help us illuminate, guide, and show some truth here. King of Pentacles. Interesting. At the bottom of the deck, we've got the Knight of Pentacles. There's a lot of pentacles showing up. So there is definitely something affecting your physical reality, something affecting your sustenance and your ability to provide. And this King of Pentacles is a wise, they've definitely learned the ropes. And they probably are at the point where they're not even doing the active work anymore. They are approving and signing papers for other people to do the work. The King of Pentacles has risen to a level of success where they're pretty much like King of the Mountain. And King of Pentacles is earth energy. King of Pentacles is all about making those wise business decisions, wise family decisions. This is daddy energy. I like to think of King of Pentacles very daddy Warbucks. I mean, they've got money. They've got security. If you need something, the King of Pentacles is absolutely the person to go to and ask either advice or for assistance or whatnot. But they're bosses, their daddy energy, grandfather energy even. We can take it up a notch because they are extremely wise. I would trust everything I owned to a King of Pentacles. So it's interesting that here you are, this transformation has occurred, this choice had to be made, and it put you in a position of feeling like you had to roll on your own and be your own person and be your own business smarts and all that. But you realize you have this energy that either you transform into the King of Pentacles, or possibly that's who, the King of the Kings is, and you're going to be right below that king. So you've progressed up the ladder quite a ways. Knight of Pentacles just indicates movement towards your goals. Slow, very slow, but you're moving towards your goals. So this is your mid-month March reading, Cancer. I hope it speaks to you, and I hope it at least validates or confirms what might be happening for you in your life. Please remember that I'm on TikTok and I'm on YouTube, and your likes and your follows, your subscribes, your sharing of the videos, all of that really helps the channel, and I really appreciate it. Thank you very much for being here. Be blessed. Be well.